Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. Sometimes the card lands funny. This is probably something that was sent by I know it looks like it came from Blade HQ. I don't think so. I think it was just the box. This was most likely sent by somebody responding to my community post about knives I was looking for review. It doesn't, oh wait, yes it does. It's from Ryan. Thank you very much, Ryan, for loaning me whatever is in this box. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. Whatever it is, if it is something that is available, I will make sure it is linked right down in the description. It does help my channel when you use my links, but that is entirely up to you. Feels like a pretty big box and not necessarily heavy contents. Then again, I've opened a lot of boxes, you know. So it's more about balance. A balance can throw the weight off. All right, we have a bunch of peanuts, and there is a little box inside. Hogue. Wait, now, you know what? I think I know what this is. It was actually not Hogue that sent this to me. This was sent by a viewer. Hi, Metal Complex. Inside is the, yes, good. It is very lightly used. If it rattles a little when closed, I have found that a drop of liquid rem oil or similar products fixes the rattle. Okay, sorry for the ink smears. It's the curse of being left-handed. You're not the first person to tell me that. Enjoy and happy holidays. Okay, awesome. So, what's in here is, this is the Collector Series Counterstrike in CPM Magnacut. This is an OTF, which I think probably quite a few of you saw on social media and various retailers, and I thought, yeah, that looks pretty cool. I'm a pretty big fan of Hogue. I think they're one of the most underrated American production companies, so I was very much wanting to take a look at this. And yeah, that's beautiful. Look at that. So we have aluminum. Look at the machining on that. That's real nice. Hate this. Absolutely hate it. But I hate most glass breakers, so okay. Aluminum frame with some nice machining, right? Beautiful machining, actually. Fluting? Do we call it that? Is it fluting? Sorry, I don't know why I was stuttering there. But do we call it that? Same thing on this side. Very nice carbon fiber. And some torque screws. Let's go ahead and fire it. Oh yeah, that feels great. That feels great. I'd say not... We're not looking at like Microtech level firing power. I would say it definitely fires harder than the Benchmade Infidel, which is, I know, there's a lot of you guys that just love your Infidels, but that thing fires like a snail being woken up from a 6-month slumber. I mean, it might as well like roll out onto the table, you know, just sopping, just blop. Like that's what the Infidel feels like. Sorry, I don't like it. I'm not going to pretend like it fires that hard. This one, little, you know, more powerful than the Infidel for sure, but not quite as hard as like what's a comparable OTF here? The Direct Delta, I think, is probably going to be fairly close. We'll get that out. Definitely going to be a little bit larger. Yeah, this guy's going to fire a little bit harder. And I'm also going to get out, sorry, I didn't know what was in the box, so I didn't have this ready. I'm also going to get out my Ultratech, which I'm going to be honest with you, also feels like it fires a little bit harder. This guy is a little bit bigger, little bit longer than the Ultratech with an extremely similar handle length. It is definitely shorter than the Direct Delta. I don't have every OTF in the world. These are just the ones that I'm going to compare to. Now, double-edged blade. we got to check the lines here. I'm going to be honest with you guys, that fuller is a little bit off. We can, oh no, is it? Yeah, it's a little bit. It is a little bit off right at the back. But you know what? It seems to actually even out as we go up. This is real nitpicky, but we got to point this out here. On the flat here, which is the more reflective part, outside of this fuller, you can see this side's a little thinner than this side. So it's not perfectly straight. It's just slightly off. The cutting bevels look pretty good. A little bit of goofiness back there. Goes out. Definitely comes down to the center line. And you know what? It comes right out to the tip. That's nice. Let's go over to the other side. And yeah. you know what? I'm okay with that. That looks good. On this side, though, this center line is a little bit more favoring the left up top and is more centered at the bottom. This is the kind of thing that is difficult to do, especially considering the price point that they're getting these at, right? But if we're going to do this, where we have a flat and we have a fuller that tapers out to a tip and heavily accentuates the centering of it, it really, you got to get that right or it kind of looks ugly. It's funny that they got the grind right. Did they really? Is it right out to the tip? Yeah. This looks good. I'm just double checking everything. Maybe does that? No. You know what? I think sometimes the light plays tricks on me, but they do have that right out to the tip. Same with this side. This all looks good. It's the fuller that was a little bit weird. Yeah. Okay. Play. Very minimal. Extremely minimal. In fact, my Ultratech has more play than the Hogue. Yeah, absolutely. The amount of force that is required to deploy the blade is minimal. I would say it's harder to deploy the Ultratech, and it's mostly because of the aggressive jimping there. This switch is a little bit better. Yeah, absolutely. And Magnacut. You know, Hogue, to my knowledge, is heat treating Magnacut to a higher Rockwell now. I'm not sure if they were lower and then got higher. I think, was it the Deca, the first... I may be misremembering. Yeah, I think if they're hitting the Magnacut at the appropriate Rockwell hardness, then I think that's great. The last I heard, they were hitting it much higher. This is a nice OTF overall. It's, I think, going to be fairly expensive, and I would venture to guess that this goof up here with the, and it, you know, the further away you get, the harder it is to see those little goof ups there. More so, I think, on this side with that line there. You may get one of these and the line's going to be perfectly centered, right? Admittedly, that is hard to do. But, you know, the blades that I have from Microtech, their fullers are always perfectly centered, right? Same way on this side, we can see. You know what? Now I'm looking at my die rack and I think it's actually thinner on the... I was like, my Microtechs are always perfect. Let's take a look here. I think it's actually thinner on this side than it is on this side, right? Jeez. Well, there you go. Now I have something, and every time I pick this up, I'm gonna be like, the fuller's off. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look at my Shadow Scarab, since we're critiquing my collection now. Now this one would really salt my onions to find out is off, because this was not cheap. Can I even see? I think this one's good. It's not, the black is really throwing it. This one looks pretty darn even. It's I guess, you know, it's hard to do. I have one more OTF. I wonder, let's take a look here. I think I should, since now this is this is the Chinese competitor, the Maxace Medusa 2.0. How about this one? Is this one good? Boy, that one looks pretty, or is it even off a little bit on one side? Might be ever so slight on the left side. How about out to the tip? Out to the tip looks pretty good. It's just difficult to do. Symmetry, right? 3 different companies, and in one case we have a Chinese OTF. Those dagger ground blades are definitely not easy to do. Still would like to see them get it absolutely perfect. Pretty good though. Pretty good. Considering, you know, what they're going to price those things at. That's definitely not as basic as the Ultratech. You know, people are going to look to some and go, that's more than the basic Ultratech. There's definitely a lot more going on here with this knife than the basic Ultratech, right? So pretty cool. This is just an unboxing and first impressions. I think these are available right now, so I will make sure that they're linked down below. Yeah, I'll do a full comprehensive review after I've had some time with it. It'll be based on pretty basic use. I'm just gonna, you know, use it for very normal, basic cutting tasks. My normal cutting tasks with a knife, which is just cardboard and paper and stuff like that. And then I'll compare and contrast with other similar models, and give you guys my final thoughts here in a few weeks. So, Anyways, thanks so much, Ryan, for loaning that to me. It will go back to Ryan when I am done. Please make sure, this is not going to focus, is it? Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like. So check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.